the area of cost, what are some of the things that you have put in place to make sure that people can have electricity supply at low cost?
Yeah, in electricity, just like any other infrastructure, every price or every cost that went to that infrastructure have to be paid by the people. So cost of electricity will be very high, where you have high level of technical and commercial loss, because the loss is also going to be factored in the tariff, and that will translate into what people are going to pay. So that is why, as ECOWAS, WAPP, which is an agency of ECOWAS, we are working very hard to see how we reduce the technical and the commercial losses so that we can bring down the cost of electricity. In addition to that, we are looking at all our actions, including our procurement process, to ensure that we follow competitive procurement system, to ensure that we reduce the cost so that everything that is entering into our utilities are costs that are very, very cost effective, so that they are low, so that we can be able to reduce the cost. So this is what we are doing. We are also looking at what the government can do to also provide some level of support as we try to operationalize the electricity market. So we are looking at all the support, yes, including the support from donors. The donors are coming with money that are very cheap, with a long duration period, and also it has a monitoring period with a grant element that are very high. So in that respect, we are looking at every way we can do to bring the cost of electricity down in the region.
What are some of the figures that the donors have been brandishing in terms of support for this particular power pool that you are having its general meeting?
You know, the donors are supporting through different countries. And it will be difficult for me to give you a figure here, but I know the support is significant. But there are some that are coming in the form of grant, and those ones I can clearly give you. For example, the Information Coordination Center of WAPP is supported by the European Union, and it's 30 million euros, and it's a grant, which means it's free donation to West Africa. We also have $17 million from the World Bank, which is supporting our capacity building, and also another $5 million also still for capacity building from the World Bank. So these are some of the money. But if I go to specific country, in Nigeria, we have just raised about $1.57 billion to expand the transmission network, provide the necessary redundancy, and create a grid stability in Nigeria. And this is what is taking place in all the other West African countries. WAPP is supporting so many interconnection lines between various countries. And that is why going forward by 2019, all the 14 land countries of ECOWAS will be connected with electricity, will be interconnected. So Ghana can sell electricity to Cote d'Ivoire, Cote d'Ivoire can sell to Ghana, Ghana can sell to Nigeria. So this is what we are doing. And we are also working very hard to provide, do the synchronization to ensure that those supply can move easily without any problem. So this is what we are doing.
Well, that will mean that you have just about 2 years to put the infrastructure and everything together to make sure that these other landlocked countries can have access to electricity. Exactly what level are we to make sure that this interconnectivity exists?
Yeah, those countries that are involved are actually Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia, and Guinea-Bissau. And we have projects going on which are going to be finished by 2019. This is unfailingly, they will finish by 2019. And that will seal the complete interconnection of all the West African land countries.
It's quite interesting because it doesn't look like we've been very successful with the West African gas pipeline, especially coming from Nigeria, erratic supply. How does all of that play into the discussion that you have so far had?
You know, if you look at the gas supply that is coming from Nigeria, there are two issues that is related to gas supply. There's the issue of the commercial side, meaning the people who are taking the gas are finding it difficult to pay because of the issue that you raised, that we are not getting the commercial side right, meaning people who are even consuming the electricity are not paying, and therefore the utilities are finding it difficult to pay for the gas. But the other issue, the other leg to is the issue of vandalism and the restiveness in the Niger Delta. But if you look at what the government of Nigeria is doing recently, they have already addressed the issue of restiveness and vandalism in the Niger Delta. It's no more. So what we are working on to see how we solve is now the commercial framework, to see that payments flow so that we don't have problems. So we are working to resolve that problem.
Are you able to tell us exactly how much it's owed the West African gas pipeline, and exactly what are we doing, West African gas pipeline is doing to make sure that countries that owe them are actually paying?
Yeah, I cannot exactly give you figures, but I know the amount is significant. But also I know that those projects are also backed by countries. And there are diplomatic move and discussion going on to see how that this problem is resolved, so that this massive infrastructure that has put in place is put to use. Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us to have a discussion on WAPP. That's the West African Power Pool that we're having its general meeting right now. We have been discussing issues relating to cost, and we have also been discussing issues relating to accessibility.